2.7 kids. The overwhelming majority are self-made. Why? They came from families with household income of $10,000 to $20,000. Married to the same spouse in excess of 20 years. Black females, they tithe. They give 10% of their income to the church. Black males, they give 10 to 15% of their earnings to charity. Exercise 4 to 5 hours a week. Black females, golf, tennis, yoga, gardening. Black males, golf, tennis, weightlifting, running. On average, oh my God, they read 50 to 75 books a year. 50 to 75 books a year. So what's the number one law of wealth? Knowledge. Knowledge begins in the mind but ends in the purse. And so many of us, we disobey the first law. Don't you get lazy in learning. Don't you get lazy in learning. What does Howard Schultz have to say? Keep your entrepreneurial spirit alive. And what do we know about Howard Schultz from Starbucks? What in the world was he doing when he launched Starbucks? When he got the idea from Starbucks? In Washington, D.C., let me throw the first punch. Where do ideas come from? An idea comes from your creator knocking on your subconscious, asking you, do you want more out of life? We speak to God through prayer. God speaks to us through intuition. Howard Schultz was selling Xerox office equipment on the streets of New York when he got the idea for Starbucks. Took his last dime, hired 10 consultants to overlook and review his business plan. And what did those 10 consultants say? Don't do it. So what can we learn from that? Be very particular who you consult with. Be very particular who you associate with. You hang around nine broke people, sooner or later you're going to be number 10. What does Steve Jobs have to tell us? Stay hungry, stay foolish. I teach case method, one of the outside readings to my hotshot, know-it-all business students. They have got to read, and you have got to read it. Steve Jobs' commencement address at Stanford University. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And what in the world do we know about Steve Jobs? That he invented the iPad, the iPhone, the LaserJet printer, the MP3 player. Yes, he invented all of them. But he isn't known for that. What is Steve Jobs known for? He created the product launch. When you look at the iPhone, he owns less than 15% of the cell phone market. But he convinced you, if you didn't get out of bed 3:30 in the morning, stand in line in the pouring rain in some AT